Hey folks, welcome back to Your Turn to Roll. Tonight's episode picks up right after the Trial of Unity as our aspirants step into the wilds of Chult for the very first time. This is where survival becomes more than dice rolls, it's choices, resources, and consequences. The floodplains demand a camp, the rain brings predators, and the jungle doesn't wait for you to be ready. Hey, do us a favor, if you like the campaign so far, you like the chaos, you like seeing how this is all coming together, drop us a like, put a comment in the chat about your favorite moment, and hit that subscribe button so you can get notified when we go live on Sundays. We appreciate you being here. It does mean the world to us. So let's dive into episode 6.
Yeah, Parn would be laying up against something or just even on the ground. He's pretty tired after the ordeal of ripping through all those vines and running back and forth. I think I was the only one who got attached to more than once or twice. I think I broke out like 7 times.
Yeah, you need to work on making friends.
That's what I was doing.
I mean, you are just, you know what? You did your best. You did your best, and that's what counts or something. So someone told me once. Did you see the cool things in the bushes?
He'll look at you blankly. I saw the flowers.
Yeah, and there were like the little masked creatures. They were super cute. That's how I get it out anyway. Do you think Fang can talk like out loud? Like using words? Or do you think that they just like stare into your eyes and that's how you communicate? You just hard blink a few times?
If he doesn't have anything to say, then he doesn't. It's that simple.
Oh yeah, that's really true. Hey Fang, do you like speak out loud?
And this is where the session ended last time, on the cliffhanger of Does Fang Speak?
I mean, if it's still running around, he's probably not going to answer.
The Emerald Claw, the group that we have seen previously, they are beginning to gather themselves. They are beginning to move elsewhere. Captain Quetley would give out instructions. I believe it would be something like, Varga, collect our things from the barracks, our traveling accoutrement. Slink, how many ropes did we use up in that? Is any of it salvageable? Right, separate it out into 100-meter or 100-foot lengths. Vedros, I think the best use of your time would be to commune prior to our departure. Sirza, and then you notice Quetley turns their head a little bit. I don't know what we're going to encounter, but likely the same thing that we had in the Moonshay Isles. Prepare most of those supplies for us. Quetley would then bow politely to you all. They hold their wings out when they bow, so like they have like their full plumage out, and they bow very deep. I wish you the best if we see you out there. Let's just call ourselves allied. And they will again bow very deep.
Wow, it's so pretty. Like, you know, when someone's just super pretty and they're just talking to you and you're like, I'm paying attention. Yeah, he's not paying attention at all. But then, like, she would, like, pretend to bow back, no idea what's happening, and probably fall in front of her.
So as Slink leaves, do you continue to have your frenetic zoomies, Fang? How long?
He'll keep going. He's having fun with it.
Sage had asked, do you speak? She said it out loud, and then she didn't say it. She said it quietly in her head.
To Fang. I also sent a message.
I think Fang will look at her, kind of look like he's about to say something, and then just like bite at a butterfly.
All right. I don't think he wants to answer the question. Barn, do you need something before we continue on the Best Friends Brigade?
I don't think that I need anything. I know that you and Lorelei have shown a little bit of aptitude with magic. I know I talked to Lorelei a little. She had that cool thing to distract somebody, and I think that could come in helpful. What kind of magic can you do?
Magical kinds?
I'll do the whole tomahawk. I can too.
Did you just dislocate it? What's happening right now? What's wrong with your thumb? You okay?
I told you I could do magic also.
Need healing? What's wrong with it? Okay. That's pretty cool.
I remember that when I was hurt, you helped me, so you can do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I have
then,
these things, and she like wiggles the potions. Just like some random bottle with a weird thing in it. I was like, and I have these. We made these sometimes, and I
what are those?
drinks to drink when you need something. Just tiny, weird-looking vials that you probably shouldn't even touch, let alone own, but they're everywhere.
Yeah, they are. They aren't dirty by any stretch of the imagination. It just looks like they're stored in whatever you had at the moment. One of them is a hollowed out gourd that's been dried. Multiple of them are large coconut-esque tree nuts that have had the top severed off and then, attached back on, lightly pressed with some sort of like thin vine that's securing it. I remember it being like a macrame basket.
Yeah, those little banana leaves. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Perfect. They are effervescent. Some of them smell pleasant. Some of them smell like bottled mud. But they just appear to be natural remedies in bottles.
I'll kind of walk over towards Fang. Do you understand me?
He'll nod.
And I'll point to the weapon. Do you know how to use that?
He'll nod again, although he looks a little bit less sure of himself.
I'll turn back. I think we're good to go.
Where?
This is where Tallymaster Hama would step in. The next challenge is not necessarily going to the jungle, but it is meant to replicate what the jungle demands or will demand of you. You will be tasked with establishing a forward position. You will secure your perimeter, sustain yourselves, and adapt to whatever changes arrive. This test will measure not only how long you last, but how you last. At dawn, a horn will sound. That is your finish line. If, before then, you decide you've done all you can, send off your signal. We will provide you with a signal flare, and the guild will retrieve you. There is no shame in that. Knowing when to move is its own kind of survival. And in the morning, we will have a celebration for those who have been welcomed into the guild. I do recommend you try to hold out as long as possible. It will not disqualify you for throwing off your signal flare, but you don't want to be one of the first, because there are... and at this point, like, you hear... as, like, the next group of aspirants are running through the Trial of Unity. Do you have questions regarding the Trial of Initiative before you are escorted out to the plains?
Yeah. Where are we going? You said out into the plains?
Yes, we will take you. Well, I will not, but one of the representatives, will take you to the southeast plains. Again, the jungle will be further to the south, but you will be in the plains between the rivers. They will stay with you until you select your campsite, your forward position. When you arrive, we will document where you choose to stay, and then we will retrieve you in the morning. Or you may come in. We will retrieve you if you send off your flare. Otherwise, you will be invited to come back in the morning upon the sounding of the bells. So, this being like the last chance to, you will have the option to shop. You will have the option to collect your resources, but you will not have the option after you leave the city. That's kind of like a DM telling you. If you have things you want to purchase or have things you want to do before, there's going to be maybe an hour or possibly 2 hours between now and when you are led out of the city. They're not going to do one group at a time. They're going to take multiples out. So they're going to wait for a few more groups to run through the Trial of Unity, and then they're going to take you guys out of the city into the southeast plains.
You can see, like, I sort of take my bag off my shoulder and start rifling through it and, like, talking out loud. Like, do I have the rope for the hammocks? Yeah. Something sharp to cut it? Probably. Like, do they have shoes? She looks at Fang. He'll be fine. I don't think he wears socks. No one wears socks. Sage has one sock as Sparrow drew for her. I don't know if you saw that, but it's just like haphazard one sock. We can make a mat out of the banana tree. Yeah, like just she's just talking out loud to herself.
It sounds like Sage and particularly Fang know how to survive in the jungle, so he's going to be relying on them.
I would just say that for once, like, even though it's like Sage's happy place, like, she actually looks a little nervous because this is like, she's not used to other people relying on her and having Parn going, I trust you. I don't think anyone in her entire life has ever said that they trusted her before. So she's like kind of maybe a little losing her mind. So she's actually quiet. Gonna be weird. But muttering to herself.
So, what we do see in as you guys are waiting, the first trial group after you comes through, you see someone make it almost out of the maze. They come around that last corner that you guys kind of hung out around. Help! Help! And the jungle grabs their ankle and they're like, no! Ah! As they get pulled back in the typical like paranormal activity or whatever. You see them like, they grab the corner of the maze. They're like, help me.
So the Sage just like looks up and she's like, hey, you gotta talk to them nicely. Like, I don't understand why you guys are so mean here. And she'll just stand up and go and like get a little close to the bush and be like, I thought we had this conversation where you can't just grab people without their permission. This isn't something you can just do. No one believes me that you're nice. Like, I don't understand why, because you're like the nicest bush I've ever met, and I've met a lot of bushes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, so we see this play out a couple of times where different people are going through the trial of unity. One group doesn't even make it out. No one from the group makes it out. They have to send in guild members to go rescue people from the maze because they just can't get out on their own. We do see a couple other people.
You see her like patting like the side of the bush. Like, oh my god, did it kick you? I'm so sorry that creature kicked you. Like, they must be really like not good with balance. I'm so sorry. Are your leaves okay? Like, she's just like.
Parn would think that Sage was already really weird just the way she's talking. So nothing about this seems out of place considering all he's seen from her.
That's fair. That tracks.
Would he have maybe seen the creatures at all?
I don't think Fang would have seen the little we haven't named them yet, so we're gonna leave that to be yet a mystery. You made it through relatively quickly and unscathed. I think you only got grappled by the vines once. And even so, you kind of focused on speed and non-grabability, or whatever we want to define that as. So no, I don't think you did. I don't think you perceived them at all.
All right, then he just looks like a happy dog.
Well then, we do see a few people come up and talk to you guys of note as you are waiting for the people to advance, as you're waiting for the enough groups to succeed, because they're basically waiting for 5 or 6 groups to minimize the amount of back and forth they have to do into the plains. While you're waiting, we do see a few folks approach you all. One of them is a sort of angry looking, portly, fair-skinned, wild tuft of curly dark hair. He will, you've seen this man before at the gate during the trial of instinct. You know him to be Beastmaster Matembe. As he comes over to you lot, and I knew I would find you here. I am not angry that Skybone got away. It is the guild's fault for not securing the gate. They wanted to leave the gate open during the trial, despite knowing that there would be uninitiated folk moving around dinosaurs. I've come to realize somebody had been feeding live bait to Skybone, and I think that the guild is going to eventually uncover who had done it. I don't know how, but they assured me that they're going to find the problem, and that person is going to be held responsible for the damages caused. But I'm not here for that. I am here because I wish to employ you. I have 25 gold that I am willing to use to procure a new racing champion. You see, Skybone brings in a lot of money. When they are well, they win a lot, and when they are not well, people still bet on them, so I can still make a good deal of money doing so. I am willing to pay 25 gold for the procurement of a new dinosaur. I would like it to be of the bipedal nature, and I would like it to be fast, and if you can bring it in good health, I will be willing to pay 25 gold for it, along with reimbursing you for whatever methods you use to capture it. So if it ruins a net, I will give you a new net. If it requires you to, if you have binding spells that you need, your components. I don't know how you magic people work, but if you have whatever means you need necessary, if you can provide me the dinosaur with the proof of the means to capture it, I am willing to bestow upon you the prize of 25 gold pieces for the acquisition of a new Thunderhead Trek champion.
Wait. So, like, the dinosaur you had to take from the jungle didn't, like, come here to run around for you? Like, you took it?
No, it came on its own. I just want you to go and find it. You be its talent agent, and I'll give you the gold as a finder's fee.
What is talent agent? Like, they're really good at running, so you just are like, oh my god, you're like so good at that, and then you just like tell them all that.
Of course, yes. If you find a dinosaur that's good at running, just ask them nicely if they want to come run for Beastmaster Matembe at the Thunderhead Trek.
Oh, okay.
And he looks at the rest of you in expectation that there's going to be someone else who understands more than Sage. I think you would look at Parn, because Parn has the look of an animal trapper. Even though you're not an animal trapper, you have the look of one.
I don't have anything currently that would allow me to capture anything.
No, you're just.
I also would not be able to guarantee that I would be able to capture anything. So the question would be, how much money did you want to spend on a possibility?
I'm not going to risk anything prior to it being here, but if you are willing to front the attempt, I will reimburse you wholly, along with the fee of 25 gold for doing so.
I'll see what I can do.
Well, I hope that you do. See to it that you do, and I shall make you 25 gold richer. Now, for the economy's sake, 25 gold is a lot of gold for... So we're going to cut back in with no waste at all, as Matembe, Beastmaster Matembe, is standing in front of your group, trying to commission you to capture what he called a new champion for the Thunderherd Trek. He specified that he would like it to be a bipedal. He definitely wants it to be fast. And I'm going to throw in here that he would have said he wants it to be showy. He's like, oh, I already have a Velociraptor. I already have a Dilophosaurus. If you can get me something exciting, I'll pay you extra. But just any type of bipedal champion for my track, and I'll give you 25 gold for it.
Lorelei will step up. Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll that insight for me as you're now present.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going great. Perfect. So,
everything.
My DM. My thing. Can I use my thing?
Absolutely.
It's gonna be a nat 1 again.
Okay. That's better.
That is better.
Slightly better.
That is better. Yes. So, as Bex won the last week's best RP moment of the session, Bex is going to use her one-time expires this session DM inspiration and roll a 14 instead of a 2. So yes, you notice that he's behaving not dishonestly, but he's rehearsed what he's saying. His hand movements he's moving his hands. He is a very evocative talker, but it's too rehearsed. Like, he's conveying extra urgency that probably doesn't need to be conveyed for a request like this, Because he could have just said, hey, I'll give you $25 if you go capture a dinosaur. But then he's like, yeah, but you know, make sure you do it. Make sure, you know, if you're already going out there right now, it's just a good time to do it. And he's kind of keeps hitting on the urgency of this. Like, it's a timely matter that he wants done relatively quickly if you're capable of doing it quickly.
Okay.
So, and with that, the last of the groups will come through the maze. The fifth group will finally come through the maze. And this one, they have covered themselves in what looks to be like animal fat. Like just rendered animal fat. They are slick, and they're like sliding as they're coming through across the vines, and you can see the vines are trying to grab their ankles, like actively. The vines are trying to grab on, and it's just like grabbing a greased pig. They're just super slippery, so they're kind of stumbling and sliding as they come through, and they're like, ha! They fall down, and they're like splayed out, you know, comedically. All of them are splayed out on the floor, like, okay. We're ready! And around the corner comes Terran. He does not have any sort of like rendered animal fat on him. He is clean as a whistle. And he steps over his group, like disgustingly looking at them. He looks back at them and he looks up at you, Gal, and he's like, I see that you are one short. You do not have an accomplished wizard in your midst. I'll be honest, you were not my first pick. I had wished to ally myself with the Emerald Claw. I had read about their success in the Moonshay Isles, and I had hoped to add myself to their ranks, but they were not agreeable to my presence. It would appear their short sight and value on familiarity over capability has met us at an impasse until their current ranks are thin. I am affording myself, and he'll bow very ostentatiously, I am affording myself to your ranks, at your service. I am Terran. He'll bow very, very, very low. Shall we together now to the floodplains? He just like picks up his stuff and like picks up his book. You see his book is meticulously, like he has rethreaded the spine of his spellbook multiple times. He tucks it into his robes and he's like, come, thither not. The trial of initiative is upon us. Our success is imminent. He will walk up to Tallymaster Hama, and Hama like looks at him like, you are then no longer traveling with your group through the trial of unity? No, they are unnecessary. They have served their purpose. And they look at him like, but Terran! Like they can't get up. They're so slick on the ground. Terran, wait! And he's like, no, you have served your purpose.
I look to the rest of my group. Did we want to have him join us?
I mean, personally, it's a little questionable. He's kind of just party hopping, you know? Isn't this supposed to be about, like, making a team?
Yeah, it's friendship.
I think Sage is going to say yes, no matter what we say.
I would love to be your friend. Yes, come. And he'll, like, buddy up to Sage.
What's wrong with your other friends, though?
Oh, I think we have what they would call irreconcilable differences. You look back, Sage, and you see them like, Terran! Like, they're sad.
She's like, I probably have a potion for that. Like, she doesn't really know what you're saying, but... Oh, look, they're calling for you. Hi, he's over here. Yeah, hi.
Oh, don't look at them. It's going to make it more awkward. Please, I will not be burdensome to you. I just wish to have a better party to go at it with in the plains until the morning, and then we consider it more of contract work rather than a long-term agreement.
What do you mean a better party? So you just left your friends over there?
Again, they have served their usefulness.
Did you just leave them?
Yes, I'm still very heartbroken about it, but it has to be done.
You can leave people here? And then she's just looking around at all of you guys like you're going to leave her in the plains. And then she just realized that Arn told her basically that we trust her, which you weren't here for facts, but no one's ever told her that ever. So now she's back to internally freaking out, like, or externally freaking out, I guess. Like, oh my, you can leave friends?
Sage, we won't leave you. You're our friend. You've helped us so much. He's just not our friend yet. He has to earn that spot, just like we all did.
I assure you, I will not overstay my welcome, and when you wish me to depart, I shall. I just wish to go into the plains with a capable group. Once I prove that I am worthy to you, you may employ me again, or at your choice, dismiss me.
No, we're making friends. So like, you are going to be our friend, or you are going to it's best friends group.
Yes, I wish to be your bestest friend. May I get your name?
I'm Sage.
Sage. I am Taryn. Pleasure to meet you, Sage. And he gives you like this grand bow.
She would walk over and like, just, you don't have to necessarily play it out, but she would check on his friends that he left on the ground.
They're just like slippery. They're trying to pull their robes open, but it's like a frictionless surface. So they're trying to like pull their robe off, and they just can't grab their actual robe. It's like they're grabbing mucus and slime, and they pull that off, and then they go to try to. They're trying their hardest to disrobe and get all the slime off, and they're like, okay, I'll just prestidigit, and they can't go through the somatic components to prestidigitate themselves clean. Remarkably, they don't have any cuts or scrapes on them, as if they just like by sheer force of slipperiness slid right through the mace.
That's super cool.
If we did allow him, I think that we would need to make sure that he knows that you, Lorelei, are in charge.
I'm in charge. Yes, absolutely. I'm in charge.
May I have your name proper? Are you captain?
Yes, no, not a captain. No, just Lorelei.
Lorelei. And your surname, Lorelei?
Merrow.
Lorelei Merrow. I am Taryn of the Sea of Stars. And again, a very low bow. Are any of you experienced in Outlander things?
I certainly am not. A pawn, a sage?
None of you seem like jump at the idea of being like the wilderness expert. So he just is like, well.
Something about this man's voice that just joined her group, like, is just. She extras zones out because, you know, he's just like, Taryn, I don't like, okay, I'm so sorry. You're leaving your friends because you want to come with us to the jungle, but like, do you want to just bring your friends too?
I don't think they would. They appear to be indisposed. And he looks at them like struggling to, even like walk. He's like, I don't know that they're going to be able to collect themselves for this.
Okay. And so you just want to use us so that you can become an aspirant, so then you think that you are like making all of the best friends.
That's correct. I want to make all of the best friends. So intuitive.
Yeah, but an aspirant best friends with the sigil.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Do you have like rope for a hammock, and also do you have a way to make fire, and you have bits of bone probably? Do you have any of that in your bag? What about warm socks?
I do have the ability to make fire. Yes, I am. As an evoker, I have trained for many of years in the creation of fire in its various forms. I also carry the ability to create a hammock. Yes, I do have a hammock like in my bags. In terms of dry socks, I find it easier to just dry my socks than to procure extra dry socks.
Yeah. He hasn't been outside much, has he? She's like looking to those guys with her one sock.
At this point, Tallymaster Hama will come over. She's like, all right, please, you will be establishing a forward position. You will secure your perimeter, sustain yourselves, and adapt to whatever the wild sends your way. Remember, dawn is the finish line. If you decide you've done all you can, send off your flare and you'll be retrieved. We value those who endure and those who know when it's time to move. So come with me, and we shall depart towards. Come with the guild representative here, and he shall escort you beyond the city into the southeast plains. So you're led into the plain that is right here, south of the city. This sort of open place here. It's a place between the two rivers. It is very low to the ground. You see that there are, I think I actually have a better map to put you onto. I know we're just hopping on maps today. Sorry guys. So this is what it looks like. You see there is rain coming up from the jungle beyond. There are mountains and palm trees and just the general floodplains around. I had mentioned at the very intro of the session here that there was rain starting to come up from the jungle. So this is where you are led, and you can see throughout the place here, there are other aspirants from the first class. There's probably about 15 to 20 people who have already taken hold, taken like the best and most ideal of the encampments here. And the guild representative is like, okay, best friends, you are the first ones to be able to choose your encampment. Would you please proceed into the plains? Make hurry. I do see rain coming, and you have 15 minutes before I release the next group to find an encampment. I will ask you politely to secure your encampment somewhere far enough from your colleagues that it will not affect their chance of survival. That being said, we do not want to invite competition or conflict in this. This is meant to be you and the jungle, not you, the jungle, and the sabotage.
Sage will immediately just start marching like whatever up what looks like higher ground in the direction that the sun will rise. Just immediately, like not even asking anyone where to go. Just like probably almost like skipping around things. Like
Arn would start to follow, having no idea at all what's going on.
This is like the first time we've seen Sage be this confident, I'm assuming.
Mhm.
Like she's going, right? Like normally she's very like, so yeah, I think Lorelai, same thing. She would be like, oh, so here we go.
Yeah, not dashing, but just this direction.
Sage, as you are walking them out into the jungle, into the plains, what are you using? Obviously your characters know how, but what are you using to pick the right high point to put your party for a rest?
Survive.
Yeah. So you're looking for somewhere that the sun rises, so the sun rises in the east, so you're looking for somewhere that the sun rises, you're looking for a high point. 14? Yeah, let me... there are multiple, that is high enough that it's above the DC, so you successfully, you get the bonus of having what's called, like, the choose the camp location bonus. That's not the name of it, it's just that's what I've decided to call it for the moment. So, on this map... Cool, let's regroup. Oh man, regroup all. Here we go. Cool. So this is the location. Give the map a second to load. It's a pretty big map with a lot of assets on it. So
Yes, it is.
sorry for that. Okay. Make sure that everything is as intended. This is the map of the plains where they are allowing you to rest. You see there are multiple high points. So that would be the things like this, where there are the lighter soils, where the soil has not received as much water in the rains. There are also larger trees there. There are larger, less reedy, more woody vegetation. There's, you see the cattails that run the full length of the lower floodplains, and there's even standing water in some places. So obviously, like, this is low ground. Don't go there because that's low ground if you want to rest in the high ground. So, Sage, just let me know where you want to establish here. I'm going to drop your character token here, and you can just move it to wherever you want to. Sorry, it may take a second because the map is kind of large. I just didn't want to, like, I wanted to be large enough that you could have choices without being like, you rest here. Like, this is the tree that you rest under. So that's kind of my
You
goal.
rolled a 20, but there's only one spot.
Exactly. Good job. You picked this spot. So again, 14 is... go ahead.
So did you say, like, north is to the left?
North is up on this map.
Do we know if the sun rises and sets? West and east.
Yeah, we'll say it rises in the east.
I'm not sure where you put my person, but that's okay. I was thinking that like there's like kind of a clump over here. Yeah, this looks like it's like higher ground, not super wet with she likes the way these trees look. They look pretty alive.
Cool. So we'll have you guys hang out up there for the start of this. That's your camp. The next thing you guys have to do. We're gonna before I go on to the next thing, I want to slow it down so that we can really role play it out. Lorelei, Parn, and Fang, you see Sage take off very confidently. Sage, do you look at multiple hills? Do you you just see one, you're like, that's the one? Walk us through how Sage picks the high point for you guys to set up camp. RP it for us.
It will look like that I am skipping around you guys, and you're like, why is she so bouncy? But really what she's doing is jumping from you probably don't see them like rocks or roots so that she doesn't sink into the ground. And I would maybe tell you if someone fell, but no one fell yet, so I wouldn't even think that not everyone would know to do that. Not to let your shoes sink into the ground. So I'm really sorry ahead of time. And so I'd be skipping over anything that looks like you'd sink into the ground over to just going up in elevation to something that looks like it would be firmer to walk on. And just looks more comfortable, and it just looks to you like she's going to some really luscious tree. I'm just like, oh, that one looks good. And I wouldn't be necessarily looking around too much as much I would be looking up and then looking down. I saw which way the elevation is, and it kind of looks like I'm going towards some of you would probably know general directions, oh, she's going west. Weird. Cool. Okay. And then so he's all right, and then I'm just looking up and down, skipping.
Lorelai's just walking. He doesn't know she's supposed to skip anything, and so she's just, if she gets stuck, she gets stuck because she doesn't know. But she's trying to follow Sage as best she can.
Ern is a chunky boy, and he is stepping on multiple spots and sinking all the way, mid leg or above. Pull himself
Would you
out.
say anything?
Going.
No,
I mean, you guys. I mean, are you looking back? Because everybody has a higher walking speed than me. I'm slow. I got short little legs.
I definitely wouldn't be dashing, and I would be looking up and down. So I think that it would be more instead of my typical 30 feet that I can go per time, it would probably be more 20, just because I'm also paying attention. Well, I don't know, Thomas can say, but I would say that I'm going pretty fast for where we are, but also picking the right route to jump on. Would you be making noise if you fall in? Would I hear that? I feel like we would hear you.
Sage, as you're walking through, I think it's totally reasonable that you are slowing it down a little to be more intentional. But okay, well, I don't want to move really fast, because what if there's a rock in my way, or what if there's a sinkhole in my way, or etc. So I think it's reasonable that you can keep up Parn.
Yeah, I feel like I would not be looking around for things, but I would be looking up and looking down. It probably looks weird to them while I'm Parn, would I hear you falling? I could hear
I would
you.
imagine so. I'm not screaming. I'm kind of cursing, rumbly under my voice as I'm pulling out, my leg for the 15th time.
Hey Parn, did you know that if you stepped on the rocks or the roots and you just kind of walked around that way, you probably wouldn't sink into the ground, because you want to get off of this squishy ground and onto the hard ground. That's where we're going right now.
Thomas, would any of that still be above my weight limit? The spots that she's telling me to step on.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you're stepping on hardened grasses and stuff like that, so you're not
Okay.
you're not some of the ground that she steps on is hard for her and is not hard for you. Like she steps over, mangrove roots, and mangrove roots are strong, but like you a chunky boy, so the mangrove root might not be enough to sustain your weight. So you step on some of them and they snap. So you learn to step closer to the trunk, or she steps on a rock and rocks don't crack under your weight. So like, you are and are not both. You're both are and are not able to step on those things.
So I take her advice and start trying to step in smarter spots, but still occasionally break something or rip.
So yeah, I think you can hear him, Sage, as he's walking behind you.
That's fine. Way to step up your legs. You're very good at lifting, so you can just lift your legs up higher, maybe like that.
I'm tiny.
Yeah.
So me lifting my leg up doesn't do a ton.
Oh,
thank you.
yeah. Should we have a rope around you and pull you? No, you're good, right? You're good. Yeah. He's good. You're
I got
great.
this.
Yeah, you're amazing.
So, the two we haven't heard from yet, Fang, this being the first time leaving Port Nyanzaru since your parent dropped you off there, what do we see from Fang as they step beyond the bounds of the city into the more comfortable wilds?
I mean, from what he understands, they're trying to find a place to rest, sleep. He isn't 100% sure, but what he's gathered, that's what he's figured out. So I think he's running around, maybe a bit ahead of the group, just scouting out the area, just trying to find a good place what he would think is a good place to rest.
Yeah, I think you and Sage both arrive at the same location. It fits everything that you would normally do. There's trees overhead, so you're not exposed to the sky. You're close enough to fresh water that if you needed to, you can go down and filter water out.
Is it running water or is it still water?
It's running water, but it's very slowly running water. But you do that.
Better than still water.
Yeah. Cool. So you guys arrive at the spot by means of your leader, Sage, and with the help of Fang. Lorelei, you finally are leaving the city. You are going out into the world proper. What do we see on on Lorelei's disposition, on her countenance, on her attitude about this going on?
It's like the first step into the open field. She's just like, okay, I've got this. But her flowers are gonna be full yellow, just full on fear, because she does not know what's coming, and she's just terrified. But as they're walking up, I think there would be a trickle of white leaching in of a little bit of excitement, okay, this is the moment, this is my first test, here we go. And so there's definitely this trepidatious excitement. But she's trying to follow Sage and Fang, because she's I don't know what I'm doing, so here we go. So yeah,
the next part of this, again, it'll be different when we run the actual encounters, but the next part of this trial, you have established your location. The next thing to do is to establish defenses. So again, we did shelter, defense, and then comfort will be the last one. But for the defenses, Sage, as you've already done one check, you can direct people and give them advice, but your task was to find the right location.
Do you guys see any birds or frogs?
Fang has his bird.
She's just asking in general if anyone sees them.
Lorelei will start looking around. Does she find anything?
Yeah, there's all kinds of wildlife here. You hear frogs constantly going in the creeks. Bird-wise, you probably see there are ibis and egret, herons, and lots of wading birds.
Yeah, so she looks up, looks pretty happy, looks around, yeah. Now all you have to do is ask the tree for shelter, and then you have to just clear all this area here, and then you lay down a bunch of stuff, and then we put up your hammocks, and you attach it to the shelter, and then you attach leaves to the shelter, and then you just I miss this so much. Oh yeah, then you gotta make your circle, but we can do that later.
Taryn looks at Sage and looks at Lorelai and he's like, I'll go put my hammock up over here. Like,
No, you can't just put it up there without asking.
oh, I'll ask the tree. Don't worry not. Guide.
I'm worried with you or I'm worried about you, Taryn. You know what, Taryn? You said that you were going to listen to us to be best friends. So.
Oh, yes. Perfect. You let me know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be offensive about that. I'm sorry.
No, so you're learning, and grandmother says that it's easier to learn something that you don't know how to do than to unlearn something that you were taught wrong.
Oh, your grandmother's very wise. I can't wait to.
I know, right?
Hopefully someday I will get to learn from her.
So no, she's dead, but you could try. Are you a necromancer?
There's like a pause. He's like, I'm aware of some of the principles of necromancy, but I am not myself a necromancer. I am an evoker.
Oh yeah, you said that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. The schools of magic are often confusing to the uninitiated. Again, as your grandmother said, it's easier to learn something we don't know than it is to unlearn something we learned wrong. Tree, may I put my hammock in you? Speak up if I can't.
Yeah, you're doing a really good job. I'm pretty proud of you. You're learning all sorts of things.
I'll go ahead and set my hammock up over here. He just goes in and immediately
on the living branch. So he's just yelling.
Arn would look to see who is semi-paying attention and closer between Fang and Lorelai.
Like paying attention to Sage or paying attention to the frog she told us to look for?
Anything but those two, quite honestly.
Lorelai's still looking for frogs. She was told to find frogs.
So he's doing her best.
I will walk up to Fang then.
Yeah, Fang is looking out. He has one-track mind, food. So he's trying to figure out what kind of animals are in the area. Just maybe sending his raven out to see if they can find anything for him to hunt down.
Fang has a raven? Did I forget?
You do remember seeing a raven following you around when Fang left the city to take Skybone to the jungle. Mm-hmm. There was a raven that followed you around, and you remember seeing it on the different light posts and buildings around the city. And then Fang found their way to you, seemingly by magics.
That is so cool.
So, yes, Fang has a raven. However, both the Raven and Fang and Lorelai, as the three of you are both looking for and actively seeking, you do find some wildlife in the area. There are a number of frogs that ribbit and croak in the reeds around the water. And you hear this like, and as you get closer, it kind of like, it stops. You go over a little ways, you hear it in a different reed. As you get closer to that one, it stops. It goes across the to a different reed over there. So they're avoiding you, but there are some frogs in the area. You do see, maybe you would see evidence of some of the reeds have been pushed apart to where a larger animal would have gone through the reeds. Maybe a turtle or like a field grouse or something like that displaced some reeds. It's not like they're trampled. They're just a little bit of a gap in the reeds. How far are you going, Sage, to find these frogs? Lorelai, to find these frogs?
So he's I probably wouldn't lose sight of the group. So he's but as I notice I can't catch them, I would probably turn to Sage and be like, how do I catch the frogs? So
you just don't want to sleep where the frogs sleep. So if you see the frogs, you gotta go the other way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I shall walk back up to the group.
But I guess we need dinner.
Harn will be looking for logs, kind of like these ones that you have, preferably ones that don't have any branches on them, that he could either hack off of the trees or could maybe even just carry these if they're not too embedded to bring up around the area.
I'll say that you can either hack a sizable chunk off of one of these tree trunks, and bring yourself a log. Yeah, it's
I would like
trying to do quite a few.
Okay.
Would I be able to like try and encourage them towards like a fallen tree or like something like just say, like next to this like live tree that's like fallen, just talk to them. Just you just ask them for help. It's cool. Hey, what's up? Can we help you? Can you help us? You're doing a pretty good job, Farm.
I'll just look up and kind of smile as he's probably covered in wood chips from chopping at it.
Perfect.
I don't know how many of these you want, and what you're going to try to do with them.
Yeah, however many you're willing. I want to use them partially to sit on, but if need be, trying to push them to roll downhill into anything that might be coming up. I don't know how steep.
Each one of these embankments is about 5 feet. So you're currently about 5-10 feet above the lowest elevation.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't know what it's like up on the north side, but anything that I could potentially kick to trip somebody up or crush something.
Cool. So we'll position this one between these two trees. So it's kind of like establishing a little barrier there. We'll give you one more, just to try to fulfill your...
Do you want me to roll something for that?
Well, we're going to eventually do a survival check. If it sounds like what you're doing is trying to establish a barrier, you can either do... I think survival is the right thing, because it's kind of how good are you at deploying these logs in a defensible position, rather than I cut the log and I lay it down. Oh, what are you doing with it? I cut it and I laid it down. What do you mean, what am I doing with it? You're trying to do it in a knowledgeable way, right? So yeah, I think survival check is appropriate.
It's gonna be terrible, guys.
17.
Holy.
Yeah. So that would be the defense handled successfully. Cool. Which leaves only one thing left, which is comfort. That would come in the form of starting a fire, finding food, making sure that you are dry, doing insect control or morale, playing music, playing a game, something to, you are going to be faced in this adventure, not just this time, but in the future adventure, you're going to be faced with stressors that in a different system would probably use the sanity scores, but there's enough to keep track of, so we're not going to keep track of sanity. Our way of doing that is to bake comfort into our camping. So that leaves either Fang or Lorelei in charge of comfort and morale. So I'll go back to you two.
Well, Fang is definitely working on hunting, getting food.
Yeah, I think your Raven would see multiple. There's probably movement in the reeds. Your Raven would see. It would witness the typical predator-prey interaction. So it sees a field mouse. That field mouse is eaten by a snake. That snake is grabbed by a larger lizard. That lizard is grabbed by a snapping turtle. Smaller prey being eaten by larger predator. But there's an abundance of wildlife.
It seems to be just in the water.
Primarily around the water. You notice there's actually not a lot of movement up on the high grounds. I think that you would probably be able to infer most of the prey. Most of the predators go around the prey, and the prey are mostly waterborne or water burdened.
Okay, and the Raven, since they tend to just look for any kind of food, did it find any anything that's already dead? So it doesn't even need to be necessarily that they can eat, just because they'll look up for food for themselves too. They'll go try to find dead food and then have the wolves rip it up for them so they could eat it.
Yes, you do find some dead things. Before I tell you what you find, Bex, what are you doing what are you doing while all this is going on? This first time out in the woods.
He's probably just chatting, just being like, oh, I saw this one time, and this happened in this book, and if we did this in this book, we could do this with this book. And she's just kind of talking through everything she's ever read. about survival without really knowing if it pertains to the scenario. And I guess if we got a fire going, she'd probably pull out her flute and maybe try to play it and see how it would go down if people are interested, or if they're like, stop that.
Sure. All right. So as you look for significance in resting, as you look for your like, hey, what's my methodology of comfort here? You take out your flute. Why don't you roll the performance check? Meanwhile, I'll describe what your raven sees. You see that in each of these like plant areas, so each of these fern areas, between the fern and the water, there is a collection of dead fish. Fish have been seemingly pulled out and stripped from the bones. So you just see fish skeletons, lots of fish skeletons between the ferns and the water.
Do I know what might have caused that?
Not without getting closer looks at it, but this just looks like whatever is fish appears to be on the menu, and whatever is in this area appears to be fish eating. So it's not like you don't find like a large collection of dead rabbit. You find a large collection of dead fish. Something that appears to be picking the bone off the fish rather than eating the fish whole. Whereas like you would know that like fish could sometimes swallow other fish whole, but like a shark would take a chunk out of something. It wouldn't like, typically you would go after larger prey, it wouldn't go after smaller fish. So, you can infer what you want from that, but you find a lot of fish skeletons around these fern sites here.
So I don't think he has any net. So unless there are bigger fish that he could catch, he probably wouldn't bother with that.
Well, how would you like to get the bigger fish?
I mean, I guess you do like what a crane does, where you like sit still, like somewhere in the or stand still somewhere in the water, so he can like see the fish, and then he just stands still for a while until he finds something, and then he grabs it if he finds anything.
I like, if I can, I would have just continued like straight up setting up camp. Like I told him to do hammocks, then I would start like setting up kind of like a tent thing over them. I think I have one on me, but it would just look like a tarp, and you just see me if I could find them like stashing, like I assume they have big palm fronds or something along those lines, like just like, and just muttering to myself like a frond here and a frond here and a frond there and a frog over there. Just like.
All right, that's where we'll pause for tonight. The Aspirants have carved up their first camp in the floodplains. Crude shelter, rough perimeter, and a fire to keep the dark at bay. But the rains are coming. The lowlands will flood, and when night falls, the floodplain will not stay quiet. This is only the first step into the trial of initiative, and the jungle has many more tests waiting. Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, remember hit the like button to share your favorite RP moment in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. We go live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, so gear up because the wilds of Chult are just getting started. See you next week.